pleasure to meet all at last, and welcome back to the Vlog-A-Thon 4.0. And I gotta say at this point that the Vlog-A-Thon 4.0, while it is in fact quite a big project for me to put together, there are certainly many things out there that I've really put my time and devotion towards. Especially when it comes to GWK, because let's just say that down the line, GWK itself is going to be absolutely gigantic. As I've said before, it is still the biggest franchise I got going on the channel at this point. And because of how good things have been going on, I could say that I will certainly keep going with it. Season 6 is on the rise, plus some more stuff, which will be a surprise in another part of the Vlog-A-Thon 4.0. But anyways, time for me to go back to Hot Wheels hilarity yet again, because as I've said before, there's a bit of a thread that I have that will take a few vlogs or so to put together. And this one right here, it probably should give some closure for now. But I will say for sure that I've already expressed how I feel about Hot Wheels Hilarity Season 5. As part of the mainline series, the original HWH itself is certainly going to be doing pretty darn well. There's over 100 episodes that I have for the mainline series itself, with an additional 50 or 60 plus episodes between Colossal Clashes and Layout Shoutouts, which of course are two different sub-series that I have that still retain HWH based content, whether or not I will be active with it. But of course, there could actually be the possibility of HWH crossing over into New Horizons. I can't really be sure exactly how it could happen. Like I've said before, there's the possibility that HWH might actually come together with Honest Jade Nowak, but that's just a possibility. I can't really say that it's actually going to be a thing, but if it will, I guess you'll know for sure. But anyways, if there's one thing that I probably should mention based on Hot Wheels hilarity here on the Vlog-A-Thon 4.0, then it probably will be the fact that I've currently stopped collecting Hot Wheels models across the board. And the main reason for that is because of the fact that, well, I don't want to have too much money to be able to spend on just Hot Wheels alone. There are, in fact, tons of models that I have put my money towards, and to this day, I still feel like that there probably could have been a lot of other things that I might have also done with it, but at the same time, we could probably also agree that my Hot Wheels collection itself is gigantic at this point. And I mean gigantic. When you look at it this way, my Hot Wheels collection does in fact span more than 1,000 different models across both realistic and fantasy cars of all sorts. Whether the cars are designed to look like different types of food, or they're made to look like different kinds of real models out there, like GT3 based cars, or roadsters, or classics, or muscle cars, or supercars, or hypercars, or concept cars pretty much that we never truly got to see the light of day. But no matter what the case is, Mattel's really been giving us some of the greatest types of scale models, pretty much, that we could ever see to this day. Because a die-cast card that's pretty much this big, on average, so to speak, it pretty much is enough for me to clarify that it probably is one of the best toys ever invented. And I can see Hot Wheels collecting is a really, really big thing in my time, because simply put, compared to Nerf, Hot Wheels are way easier to get your hands on, because, of course, the majority of them wouldn't even cost a single buck a piece. And for the most part, I have spent generally around an average of $3 a piece. And that's just an average. I've paid up to 10 cents a model based on minimum. And for maximum, the most expensive car that I ever paid for was a Bugatti Veyron with the faster than ever series of wheels. Yeah, the Bugatti Veyron is pretty much one of the most expensive models that you can get that's still relatively common if you can find some in their own packaging. There are thousands of them that you can probably find on eBay at this point, regardless of if they're original mass releases, or if they're part of the collector's edition, or if they have the faster than ever wheels like mine does. Of course, you could look at it many different ways, but the Bugatti Veyron is by far the most expensive car that I put my money towards. $39 I spent on that thing alone. I basically had to buy it at an auction for the most part. But I'd say, for what it is, it's kind of a meh for me. Kind of worth all my money, but I don't really know why they would want to sell something that freaking expensive. I mean, it's nothing compared to something like one of the original Redline models that you can get back in '69. I mean, those things could probably sell for maybe grands upon grands, depending on what it is. I don't really know for sure, but Beach Bomb, 6-shooter, Twin Mill, the Tomasima 3, or like dozens of different models that you can probably get from way back in the day. I especially know a lot of models that came from the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. Those, of course, were some of the models that I did have to pay a little extra for just to get my hands on, but I'd say by now I've spent hundreds of dollars on Hot Wheels alone, and they're probably all worth it. No joke. So of course I could say that Hot Wheels collecting has really been a blast these last few years, but I don't really know for sure, but above all, not everything was a hassle, of course, but other than all that, it's probably just something that I might keep in check for this moment. I really do want to keep my money saved up as much as possible. There's a lot of things down the line that I certainly will want to start saving up for at this point in time. So, if you want to see more, go down to my channel, and make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.